Welcome to Denton's Trade Notes, a series that highlights topical trade issues with our experts around the world. I'm Sean Stevenson, the Senior Associate from Denton's Toronto office, and today I'm here with Noor Kafti, the CEO of Denton's Africa region. Hi, Noor.
Hi, Sean. Good to be here. Thank you.
Noor, let's talk about the Africa Continental Free Trade Area. On January 1st, 2021, the trading phase of that agreement entered into force. At its height, it will span 55 countries. It's one of the most ambitious trade agreements since the WTO. It will eliminate roughly 90% of tariffs. It will tackle non-tariff trade barriers and eventually agree to the free movement of people. Noor, can you tell us what is the trading phase and what is covered in that trading phase?
So I think the fact that we've arrived at this point is a great achievement for our continent. We certainly believe that this is a game changer, not only for African countries, but certainly for our trade partners elsewhere in the world. That will make trade easier, that in fact has tremendous social and economic impact. The economic impact, I mean, I look at some of the numbers and just the reduction in poverty, if this agreement is implemented successfully, and when it is implemented successfully, should I rather say, the reduction in poverty numbers is just astounding on the projections that's provided. It is, as you've mentioned, plans with the largest free trade agreement ever. Covers 1.4 billion people, trillions and trillions of dollars, and of course, both through trade advantages, but also FDI, foreign direct investment advantages. So those are key benefits, highlighted benefits. The agreement's pretty simple, despite the fact that it is ambitious. It's simple in that it has three major parts. So the establishment of the area, clearly, firstly, and of course, several protocols, the protocols on the trading of goods, but also, interestingly, the trading of services, intra-Africa trading of services, which has always really been challenging for a number of reasons outside of regulatory frameworks or inadequate regulatory frameworks. Also tax regime. So we'll see lots of activity in the regulatory space, lots of activity in the renegotiation of bilateral tax treaties, bilateral tax agreements to be able to facilitate trade. But also, again, the reduction of tariffs, the removal of tariffs in certain cases. So I hope that broadly answers the question.
It definitely does. On January 1st, specifically, can you tell us what the current coverage of the agreement is? How many of the 55 states have ratified? And on day one, what did that mean for trade?
So my understanding is that of the 55, 54 have signed. Is it likely to be ratified in its completeness? Outside of Eritrea, I think, yes, absolutely. I think that there's still a bit of work to do for a number of reasons, mostly political. You may be aware of some of it, but that remains a very challenging area. For the rest, I think it's been covered quite substantially. And certainly, so on day one, if the question is, what does day one look like in terms of implementation? So it's one thing to understand having signed. It's another thing to having understand ratified, but I don't think that we necessarily always understand all the other inhibitors. And I'm using that word advisedly rather than the word obstacles, okay? Inhibitors in the sense that, so Sean, you may not know this, but I have been active in the logistics industry in Africa for 10 years. And so I understand logistics, I understand the trade routes that's being used, both the ocean, the land routes, as well as the rail routes. And of course, we have a number of challenges in this area. So it's one thing to reduce tariffs. It helps not if you can't move the goods there in time and cost effectively, because the benefits that we achieve from tariff reduction may be completely lost on account of transport failures. So what we really see and what we're really excited about is the investment that this agreement is going to facilitate. The foreign direct investment that this agreement is going to facilitate in firstly project work and transport infrastructure, And once that's in place, we'll see far more easier implementation of this agreement. Of course, the second challenge, big challenge, is in many of these jurisdictions, whilst they have signed and in certain cases ratified, they don't necessarily have the regulatory frameworks in place. They don't have the necessary training, and there we see a huge opportunity in the services business. To establish these regulatory frameworks, opportunities for our clients, consulting clients, opportunities for our trade clients, and so. But will we be implementation ready in due course? Absolutely, absolutely, because I do believe the political will exists to ensure that this agreement must be successful. The opportunity lies to participate in getting the continent ready for optimal trade, and for all of us to contribute to a reorganization of almost the economy in Africa, a decolonization of the economy in Africa, a reorganization of the social structure. And I think that many of our clients would want to see the commercial opportunity, but also the social impact opportunity of that.
Thank you, Noor. This is obviously a significant development for inter-Africa trade and international trade more generally. There is a myriad of issues I'm sure we could discuss, but that's it for today's episode of Trade Notes. For any questions, please feel free to reach out to Noor or myself, and please subscribe to the series to hear more from our experts around the world.
Thank you, Sean.